Oh, hello there. If you have no idea who I am, in about 5 seconds, you're going to find out. So, before we do, let's get some vibes and get to it. Welcome. My name is Omar John Ori II. Some people call me Omar, others call me Ori. Most people don't call me because they have no idea where I'm at in the world. But I'm right here today, and I'm just going to help you get a little bit to understand of me. So let's get at it and get to these questions. Number one, how many countries have you traveled to, and how do you travel to distant countries without knowing the language, people, and way of life? So I've been to about an estimated 20 countries, and pretty much throughout a lot of these countries, I just watch people. Just like a baby, watches their parents. I watched like my friends or whomever else I was just in front of. So for example, when I was in China, I didn't know how to get on a bus. So I literally took a wad full, change in my hand, walked behind this, little old lady and just watched her drop whatever coins into the machine. I did the same thing and then got on the bus. So it's as easy as, look, listen, and that's pretty much it. Number two, what types of things do you doodle? Pretty much I doodle things like this. This is like part of my online learning right now, but I love to just draw like all kinds of inanimate objects and stuff, and then make them into my own and create my own. In addition, like I just love like technology, so these are my headphones. So from one's perspective, another, and then here goes just a pair that I made up. Number three, what intrigues you the most about a country before deciding to visit, and was it their sports, culture, beautiful landscapes, etc.? Also, what country can you see yourself plant roots? So pretty much like I said before, I visited like a lot of friends. I would just meet people and then, go and visit them. For example, my best friend, Chuck, he went over to Germany and stayed with a gentleman named Ergun. Ergun came back to the United States, and then I went to go visit him. In addition, like when I was in China, my friend Vicky and her boyfriend at the time, they invited me over to Canada in Vancouver. And so a friend of mine, Corey, and we flew out to Oregon and then drove up and visited them. So pretty much that's, pretty much how I do it. Number four, what food combination do you eat that makes others cringe? Definitely soy sauce. Like I love soy sauce, and people always are like, what are you doing? I put it on things like mashed potatoes, ham, steak, chicken, greens, collard greens, broccoli, green beans, I don't care. Even stuff like sweet potatoes. It's just the taste of soy sauce. It's absolutely, the greatest. And, give me some Kikkomans even, I'll tear it up. So yeah, so definitely soy sauce. What do you think is the most complex aspect of yourself? Definitely just the way that I analyze everything and the way I think I approach people. Just because I want to know so much about people that I think it takes a lot of people off guard, and I say things that may seem like offensive or ask like too many questions. And then my friend Dan, when his wife, actually when him and his wife were on their second date, I think it was, I met them, and he told me this story later. Like they got back in the car and she was just like, I hate your friend Omar, he's an ass. And literally Dan said that he told her, just don't take what he says personal, just like take yourself out of it and talk to him. And ever since then, the second time we met, she said that I was the best person ever, and now I motorboat her whenever I see her. Or not all the time, but most of the time. But yeah, Dan always said that he has to preface who I am. But it's just because like I want to know people, and I don't have a fear when asking questions. So definitely like me in my mind. So yeah. What is your biggest challenge when planning international travel? How do you manage? And what are some strategies for people who have anxiety or apprehension about traveling? My biggest challenge is definitely getting from point A to point B. There's just a lot of logistics about it, like getting on a train to a taxi to a plane and all that. And so how do I manage is just like, you kind of have to ask people like that are there. That's the biggest thing, is just ask. Like information centers are the best. And so if you can find an information center, that's definitely number one. Also like downloading like local apps. Like for when I was in Finland, I downloaded 2 separate apps for the train, and it saved me a lot of money, but it just made it easier to get around, things like that. Or, the easiest way is just do your research. Like use Google before you get somewhere, and then also Google Maps and Waze to like just type in where you're going, and then that pretty much helps out, but that's probably the biggest. In terms of like fear, I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned is the world is the same, but just to different degrees. So no matter where you are in the world, it's all the same. It just looks a little different. So you just have to pay attention. And I think that's for Americans especially. It's like, yo, take off the headphones and just pay attention to whatever you're doing, because you'll get used to it. You'll learn. And that's pretty much what I can say is like, don't, or just do research. Like, just do research literally on what you're doing. And then when you get there, ask people. And you'll find out that like, oh, wow, it's not as scary at all. Even moving, to China, it was not scary after like 5 minutes. And I got robbed, but still, it was all right. Number 8, what song currently speaks to you the most? Definitely Eric B. and Rakim, Don't Sweat the Technique. I will actually link in the description the video that got me reamped to this song. And I'm so ready to go snowboarding, and this song is just, it gets me so hyped. Actually, yeah, I was driving somewhere, I forgot where, and started listening to it. Bad idea, really bad idea, because I think I got my car up to like 110, I think a 45 or 50 mile zone. It was bad, but yeah, that's just me. I love that song. It's awesome. What is your greatest accomplishment and what is your biggest fear? My greatest accomplishment is definitely working with children for almost 3 decades. I take a lot of pride in that, and I think I've done a pretty good job. But it's been amazing watching a lot of the young people that I was with grow up, and then even some of them, taking care of their kids. That's been even more nuts. But yeah, that's why I got a tattoo here of the 4 young ladies who started it all. So shout out to Paula, Alex, Azzy, and Hillary. Right on. It's a pleasure knowing you ladies. Like, they're but I just take a lot of pride in it, and it's just one of my greatest accomplishments. As for my biggest fear, I definitely fear that I will not be able to help as many people as I would like to. I want to be up in the stratosphere of like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa. And so I think just not being able to help as many people as I can, that would really kind of, that's my biggest fear, is just not being able to help at all. Number 10, what is the easiest way to bring a smile to your face? Without a doubt, just smile. Like, that's the easiest thing. Just smile. Yeah, I'm like a little kid when it comes to just smiling. If I see somebody smiling, I laugh. Even saying dumb stuff like dingleberry, be like, oh yeah, oh, there goes some dingleberries. It's over. Or you can call somebody like an asshat. Oh, it's the best. It gets me like giggling so bad and like inside of my head. Or you can just tell me something messed up, like, my brother and I, Oz, we used to always do this where we'd see somebody doing something annoying. Like, we saw this guy sucking on a cup once, and Oz was like, yo, that'd be so funny just to go over there and just smack the cup out of his hand. And so I was like, oh, yo, that'd be so sick. Even dumb stuff like that. Like, it's things you would never do, but it's like, oh my goodness, it's totally like kind of wild. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more videos, just, if you want to see more of me, I guess, just look down in the video in the link description below. And yeah, until then, next time, take it easy, and I will see ya.